I've only been here for a few minutes, and look at there. Already got me a souvenir. Turkey feather. You guys already seen the OBL signs. And seen me coming up to the tower. Yeah, one more shot, I guess. The iron's all in good shape. Wood really doesn't look bad. Got the opportunity to come down here, at least for today. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We're going to have to see. This building here, a little cabin thing there, and off down in the woods there. Oop, can't get on it. There it is. A little outhouse. I don't know exactly how this building is attached to the fire tower. Kind of want to believe they used it for maintenance at one point in time. You know, parked their tractors here. It's still got a 000 reading. No, there it goes. So the electricity is actually still active. Yeah. Let's check this out. We're right next to a really big wasp nest. We're right next to the north-south trail. That's supposed to be a hydration stop. Not today. I'm going to move back away from those wasps. The north-south trail's right down there. Ooh, just a little ways. And there's actually supposed to be a road bed going down through those woods. I don't know. But I walked around back here and I discovered this, that somebody decided to see what was on the inside. Or a hole in it. They got wood borers working everything here now. All refrigerator stuff. Nothing usable. Not for me. I'll watch these pine cones, pretty good size. Several. And they decided to go in there, I guess. Doesn't look like it sways in the wind. I'm right off of 211. You guys follow the trace up from the South Welcome Center. You'll find 211 easy enough. I couldn't make up my mind exactly. I've walked around here just a minute or two. And I think I'm going to do what I set out to do to start with. Almost like setting up at the hideout, except I'm under a tower. I think it's kind of neat. Didn't take too long there. Yeah, let's see what we got right here. Showing about 82. Just your typical stretch out. You can see the wind's coming from this side. If it lays down later on tonight, I'll probably pick this side up. But for right now, I want a little calm on the far side of it. I don't know how much fire we're going to do. May have fire in a pan tonight. I guess I'm all settled in. Close enough anyway. I know a lot of people would probably be bored out of their minds to sit here like this, but I'm kind of liking it. Breeze is real nice. You can hear my bird buddy sitting back over there on the corner of that building. And a few minutes ago, while I was kind of wrapping things up here, I moved my car over to this side away from that old picnic table. Yeah, I brought some wasp spray with me, just because you never know. And sure enough, there's 2 posts on that table over there that's loaded with the old mahogany reds. And they make me swell up bad. I'm not sure what I saw down there in the woods, but I'm going to take a little walk. This is a spot here I might get company at any moment. Really don't know. So I don't want to wander too far off from camp. But right down there in the woods is not too far, and you guys are welcome to come along. I think I know what it is. Yeah, got a couple old wood boars looking around. Beautiful day out. I don't know why they just let this little building go to ruin. So over there on the other side of it, and at some time they brought a door up here to put on it, and it never got put on. The old John down there, it's you've been out on the trail for a while and you gotta go and you don't want to lean up against a tree, you could go in there. She ain't real pretty. Now, I mentioned earlier that the north-south trail runs by here. Actually, it runs through this little piece of property. Bugs today, not bad. I do smell like a little bit of peppermint. Should have been a little heavier on the citronella. From everything I've seen, I don't know personally, this is a pretty good indicator of the north-south trail. Fairly well marked. You see they've got it posted so you can't get your vehicle down here, which folks would probably do. Oh yeah, I was actually correct in what I thought it was. There's several of these up and down the north-south trail for you hikers. Spot them and plan your destination day around them, I suppose. And actually got a little sign up here. And there's the roadbed right there. Looks like it might have been a while since there's been any vehicles down here. Nice little spot. Somebody left some cut firewood. Decent. Fire pit needs a little bit of improving. And let's see what this says. Iron Mountain Camp. Yeah, that water hydrant right there is a lie. It ain't turned on. 12 miles to Blue Springs. You guys remember, spent a couple of days at Panther Creek. So that gives you an indication of where I'm at here. Piney Campground, that's the big pay campground down on the south end. And the Golden Pond, let me get up there. Golden Pond trailhead on the north end. Northern end, not the north end. 17 miles. Pretty good hiking. Yeah, looks like somebody left some paper plates, a jug for some water, some bowls. Cool. Nice little shelter, really. Yeah. And the trail goes off that direction there. This looks like where the water came up out of the ground. A bit far out for city water. Evidently they don't like the hydrant being turned on all the time. And that strap is welded down. Nobody planned. And it's got a little electrical conduit there for the pump. I don't know why they'd do that. Doesn't really make sense, does it? Everywhere I've seen on the north-south trail, there's several hydrants marked like that one. I wonder if they're all like this. That'd be bad news in the middle of summer. Because by then, the creeks that are up right now, they'll be dry beds again. I warmed up just a little bit. But so far, all's quiet. Hope it kind of stays that way tonight. Would be nice. I'm not going to have a fire in a pit. There's no pit has been built here, and that shelter's just a little far to walk to for building a fire in a pit. So I think I'm going to clear off that little grass naked spot right there and break my pan out. Have a little fire in a pan for later on. Not a bad way to spend an afternoon, huh? I know you folks have all heard the expression, next to nothing. Yeah, that's what I've got done this afternoon. I'm taking it, it's probably 3 o'clock. I don't know. Got my back set up kind of to the west, I think, to the southwest. Don't have a compass with me. I really think I needed to bring one. That wind has just been so nice coming through this hammock, kept me nice and cool. Couldn't help myself but take a little nap. Didn't really aim to do much on this trip. This one was kind of impromptu, spur of the moment. And I couldn't help myself. I guess I'm going to cook some dinner here after a while. I don't know. Here in a few minutes, I think I'm going to get up and stretch my legs and walk off over in that direction, down in those pine trees a little bit, and see if I can't find me a piece of fatwood, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Not sure how old that pine tree is. We got quite the combo going here. Little white oak's trying hard. Down on this side we got a maple trying to make it. I'm not sure what this little bush is here. Sumac? Everything that I'm seeing is really healthy little trees. None of these little pines are any bigger than your wrist. And you got them big old rascals like that one there. That's probably close to 80 feet tall. Somebody at some point in time pushed this stuff up down here. Kind of prowled around it and dug a little bit. Found where the critters are going in and out. A nice little den spot right down there, I think. That's been laying here way too long. I did see this one snout right here, and I'll probably, let me look around really good, because as you guys know, it's snake season too. I don't see any sneaky snake laying here. This little chunk right here, I'm going to do some cutting on it. Maybe that piece laying there. Probably come down here tomorrow, hack on that a minute. Might prowl around a little bit more back in there, but I've been in this mess now 2 or 3 minutes. I might ought to go see if I got a tick on me. Hard to say. Been pretty lucky so far today. A few flies buzz around, but nobody wanted to stay. Yeah. A couple of years from now, nice little blackberry patch right here. Here's one that's not edible. I don't believe it's edible. It might be. Odd to see one of these down here in the woods. Mimosa. Got a little twin brother right there. And that's the only ones I see. Yeah. That'll work. I have absolutely no urge whatsoever to go up there. Which then again, you know, might be fun to pull a night up there. Nah. I didn't turn the camera on. Just grabbed it and started sawing. It's kind of solid there in the middle. It's got a pretty heavy smell to it, you know. Most of the outside of it's rotten. Got that chunk over here and got my pan out. You see it's all crusty on the outside there, but it's solid on the inside. Took the trusty trooper, Boy Scout axe, always carry that, and the 119. It's always on my old backpack over there. I don't know if I'm carbon thin enough to get something to take a spark. I guess in a few minutes I'll find out, won't I? The more I cut into it, the more I can smell it. I don't know. You guys are watching this for the first time. I've never trimmed fat wood before. And they say when you think you got enough, cut twice as much more. Thought I'd take these few shavings and crunch them up. A little more fibrous. Give it a chance anyway. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Smells awful excuse me. Kind of choked me up there. Smells like turpentine. Not as heavy as some I've seen. I did see some other stuff down there that I think I'm going to try to get a chunk of. Saw a little bit of resin running out of one of them. See if we can't get some of that. This little story kind of leads to another one. I entered a giveaway not long ago from Wyndham Woodcraft. Chris there. If you haven't checked out his channel, by all means do so. He was having a giveaway, and lo and behold, look at here. On a ferro rod. And this is, I can't even remember what it was. It's beech, but it's had a particular treatment done to it. Beautiful. The little note that came in the package with it was from Yorkshire, England, to Maine, to Tennessee. Thank you, Chris. I've already struck it a couple of times. I guess I'm going to give this a shot. We'll see what happens here. New rod and all. I don't want to get much going. We still got the wind coming up and down, but I did want to try this. Let's see if we can do any good. Not if I can't throw a spark. Well, it's not being too forthcoming, is it? Well, I keep knocking it out of the way. I really don't think this has got enough resin in it. I wanted to try it anyway. No, I'm not going to spin rod on that. It's just not fat enough, I guess, as you would say. But one of the other things in the package, besides the rod, excuse me, was a nice fresh chunk, and I mean fresh. Some Maine beech bark, excuse me, birch bark. Chris was kind enough to send me a nice little package. I do appreciate it. Right now I'm not going to use any of this, maybe tonight. This wind will lay down where I can, get a little fire going. If not, I'm going to be cooking on the sterno and biofuel, which is okay. I'm used to it. That was a real surprise. Glad I entered the contest, for sure. I'm not going to give up on this completely. Maybe I'll try a little, go down there and get a piece of it just a little bit closer to the trunk. Maybe it's held sap better down that far. This wasn't too good though. Smells good though. I didn't want to get too rough on my new ferrule rod. I want to keep that one for a while. Well, I want to keep this one for a while too. This is one Grizz sent me. It's got a year's service on it, you know. It's doing pretty good. I need to start rotating it a little bit more. But I thought I'd take it and throw some sparks down there and see if I could get this stuff to light. I know this will do it. Stainless? You know, I can smell the turpentine getting hot. But it's just not fat. I come down here to see if I could maybe find something to drive in the ground to hold my backstop, my fire reflector, up. And I guess maybe it'll deal with the light. That's probably a hoss of an old stove. I never really paid any attention, just looked in the door. You know, whether it's a sleeping loft or not, but I ain't getting up there. What I did notice is here in the corner. Yeah, they had all the hookup for the pump, the holding tank, everything to deal with the hydrant over there. I'm sure all the parts and pieces now at somebody else's house. Thought I'd sit down for an afternoon pipe, early evening pipe. I'm guessing somewhere 7:30. Still real light, but the wind's going through the top of the pine trees. You know, the hideout's peaceful. I don't have to see anybody. Pretty sure nobody's going to come around. Down here you don't know if somebody's going to come around or not. But it's a bit more peaceful. 3 vehicles today. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Been down here most of the day. As you can see, I set the reflector up. I'm going to have a pan fire here. I'm going to get it going in just a few minutes. Haven't really been bothered by mosquitoes at all. I've seen a couple, but they've left me alone. The wind has had a lot to do with that today. Flies, corn flies, a little bit of both. I think it's that time of the day, though. Gotta have to pick something to eat. Done messed around, got hungry again. See, here I am scratching. You know those little no-see-ums? I've been getting those. Just barely can feel the little thing on you. Alright, let's get this fire going. Maybe that'll take care of the no-see-ums. Tonight, going to dedicate this little pan fire to Wyndham Woodcraft. Chris, thank you very much. I'm not going to use any of the birch bark to get the fire going, but I would like to ceremoniously burn a little bit. And also, while I'm thinking about it, I got right here in my pocket. Thanks for the little hank of line. It's holding up the flag, this camp, by the way. Alright, let's get a little stuff going here, so maybe I can, I don't know if this is going to smoke or not. I drug it up out of the woods down there. Kind of damp still, but we'll see what it does. A little smoke wouldn't hurt a thing, would it? I gotta get this new steel broke in. There we go. Still got a lot of the coating on it. Very nice. Like that handle. Yeah, see if we can get a few twigs up on this and get it going a little bit more. I'd like to be able to cook. Those pieces of not so fat wood that I brought up, I got those on the bottom of the pan. Yeah, sounds like another vehicle coming up the road. Yeah, we'll give this a few minutes and see how it turns out. It kind of looks like it's going to take off. See what it does when it gets hot enough to get that kind of fat wood hot on the bottom. Sometimes getting a fire going in a pan can be a little bit of a challenge. Need to drill some holes so it breathes a little bit. It finally got going. I'm going to do my homework on this stuff here and learn how to use it properly to start a fire, and we'll give it a shot. Kind of wish I was down on the water tonight. I can see all the reds and oranges of the sunset, but the trees have got me blocked just a little bit. Maybe next time I come down I'll get a place on the water. Not quiet. Not quiet. Time to cook dinner. I'm really not eating too heavy tonight. That's a little less than a ½ pound of hamburger, wheat toast, slice of American cheese, processed I'm sure. We'll let that die down just a little bit. And in the meantime, a little salt and pepper. Oh yeah, nice big chunk of meat. Smells good. Put my headlamp on here so you can see. Yeah, it's not really that dark out here, but you guys know how the camera does. Cooking's coming right along. I heard an owl, turned around and saw the moon just peeking through the trees. And Mr. Whippoorwill started One more turn on the toast and it's time to eat. Turned out pretty good, I thought. I've already learned pretty quick. Need to get rid of this light. The bugs really like it. Pretty sure you guys can see me tonight. I threw quite a few little sticks in that pan and it got going pretty good after I got through cooking. Then they're all wrapped up. When I'm out car camping like this, I always put everything in the trunk and close it down at night. I already got my food stored away. Got my skillet cleaned up. There weren't much else besides my light my fire spoon, fork, knife combo, whatever they call it. Not really a sport. Such a peaceful day today. Can't hardly believe it. Got just a little bit of a breeze blowing. Kind of still out of the south. Moon's looking nice. I'm going to try to stay up for a little while and watch it. Sounds like I'm going to have company for a while, doesn't it? I like that. As long as you don't do it all night. I think we'll just do a toast tonight for a peaceful day. If you guys are where you can, get you a little snort and have one with me. Ooh. Definitely not a cold night. I guess mid to low 60s. I don't know. I slung my underquilt just to make sure I didn't get cold. That breeze was pretty cool coming through the bottom of that hammock this afternoon. Still working on lighting the pipe with the ferrule rod. I'll get it. Well, I talked about my sail to Hawaii the last time. Didn't go into a whole lot of details, just a general overview of the trip, which was actually quite nice. We never saw any real bad weather. It only rained for maybe 10, 12 hours one time, which was kind of nice. Strip down real quick and get a freshwater bath. After we kind of settled out the first 3 or 4 days when we were, oh, that one's kind of rowdy. Like a little blowtorch there. Threw a piece in that was a bit green. Yeah, now it'll sizzle. Everything kind of settled in day 5, day 6. The only issue that we had was the hawse pipe on the bow of the boat where you feed your anchor chain down through and your anchor line. We had secured everything because we were going to be out far enough that anchor wasn't going to do us a whole lot of good. We had taped around, I say we, I did not do it. Lynn done it, doesn't matter who done it. Had taped around it with duct tape to try to keep it sealed off because it took on a little water, and that water went into the line compartment just in front of the V-berth and was supposed to go down into the bilge. It didn't do that. The little hole, the drain hole at the bottom of the line locker was stopped up. and it wasn't letting nothing pass. Very little. When it started spilling out into the V-berth, Jim noticed it, and we tried to rectify the problem by pulling the line out in the V-berth and trying to see if we could get the water dipped out of there, siphoned out, something. That wasn't working. At that time, it became necessary to sacrifice a little cordless drill, a little battery-operated drill we had. It was one of the old ones. It was like, 8-bolt or something like that. I put like a 3/8-inch bit in it, the biggest thing it would chuck up. Turned it on, stuck it in the water, and kept running it through that little hole till everything started draining in the bilge. And I had to get out of there for a moment or two. Didn't get seasick. It was just a stifling smell. That line had probably been in that locker for a pretty good while, so it had just a little bit of funk to it. Just enough to turn your stomach. Once I got a little fresh air, I was okay. I've never had an issue with seasickness, small boats or large. But we kind of settled in after that. Everything else on the boat was working good. At that point in time, we could still make way with the motor. The shaft hadn't got so wobbly in the cutlass bearing that it wouldn't stay in the coupler anymore on the engine. It just shook too hard. Couldn't leave it like that. But we were making good way under sail. We drug lines the whole way over. We caught 2 small tuna, probably 15, 18 inches long, somewhere in that neighborhood, and 1 mahi-mahi, dolphin fish, probably go about 35 inches or so. We ate for, we had 3 real good meals off of that fish. It was definitely a good catch, and there into the first week, that was kind of a good sign for us. The 2 tuna came later on as we got closer to Hawaii. I don't think that had anything to do with it. That's just where we caught them. Tonight kind of got me to thinking about the end of that first week. We were off of the beat just enough that it was a relaxing sail. We weren't doing this anymore. We went over on a new moon, and I think I almost preferred that. It was easy enough to stay on course, but it was awful nice. You turned all the lights out except for the compass rose, which I know you guys, that's not right. You're not supposed to do that. But I felt comfortable in doing it because there was nobody out there with us. There was no other lights anywhere. Only saw one other ship on the whole crossing, so. Just the small red light of the compass rose, and the water was rough enough, the surface was being blown around enough, and the wave action was enough that it wasn't a true reflection of the sky. But you could see every star, You get a little glimpse of the Milky Way. Sorry about the battery dying there, folks. I'm going to have to get a new one. Nice big old bright moon now. I'll finish up the rest of the story in the morning. Or I guess I could right now. Should have enough battery. I hope. I got up and grabbed the camera here before it got charged up. Went ahead and stuck the battery in it. It's up here on top of the fire tower, which you obviously won't be able to see. There's an owl sitting up there. I'm gonna almost bet they're probably nesting up there. Everything else got relatively quiet. Kind of see the limbs moving around a little bit. Just enough to make the pine trees sing. I think I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys the end of the deal. Wasn't much. It's pretty close to the end of the story. Everything fell into place. Going into the second week, things were quite a bit better when the sun came out. All in all, a good first week. I don't remember the exact mileage covered that week. We made a couple of pretty good days. Well, it doesn't sound like he's gonna hoot anymore. If he does, I'll try to grab this thing. Actually, I'm gonna put it back on the charger. Hadn't missed anything but a couple other owls down here in the woods. Really don't have a clue as to what time it is either. Sitting here on the hood of the car, just enjoying the evening. Thanks for joining me, everybody. We'll see what she looks like in the morning. Good morning, everybody. About 62 degrees this morning. It's been a little while since I've had that good a night's sleep. I couldn't believe it. I stayed up a little later last night than I normally do. Had battery issues. I'm gonna get me another battery. I don't know, it's probably 6 o'clock, 6:30. Outside the birds chirping, it's been pretty quiet around here. I'm kind of undecided this morning though. Whether to fix breakfast and head on back to the house, or I've actually got permission to stay out another day. I don't know. I'd really like to take a ride today. But this is one of those spots you can't leave your camp set up and unattended. You're not supposed to do that down here anyway. Squirrels over here on top of that tin roof about 10 minutes ago. I should have got that. They were having a ball over there. That thing's surrounded by oak trees. It's got a world of acorns laying everywhere. That woodpecker's been with me ever since I got here. I spent about a half hour yesterday trying to catch him on film. He's just pretty smooth. I didn't even catch a glimpse of him. Maybe I'll fix me some oatmeal and lightly pack everything in the car and take a ride and maybe find another place to stay tonight. That sounds like fun. I'll get back to you here in just a little bit. Outside of that little burned spot of grass right there. Can't tell I had a fire. And I'll smooth that over a little bit before I leave. Little pan fire is kind of nice sometimes. And it goes away quick. There's some crows coming in this morning. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a pretty day. It's supposed to be about 85. Just now really getting the sun through the trees. Alright, let's see if this biofuel wants to light off this morning. Sometimes it's a little hard to get lit when it's cold. It's not cold this morning by any means, don't get me wrong there. Yeah, looks like I'm going to have to take a lighter to it this morning, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. I think I'm running kind of low on fuel. That little woodpecker is relentless. Anyway, we're going to have some maple brown sugar, pack of original, and some kind of Dutch style cocoa. And be serenaded by the woodpecker. Can't say when I've had a better overnight. Place cleans up pretty good, doesn't it? I don't know whether I should maybe go for 2 nights. Nah, I don't think so. I feel like getting out and roaming around a little bit today. $85 degrees on the way too. Humidity's up some already this morning. I'm going to get over here and fire up the beast, let it warm up a little bit. And I think I'm going to head back out to the trace, which from here would be east. And make a left and go north for a little while. I'm going to stay on the Kentucky lakeside today though. Stick around, guys. See what happens. You can probably tell by my windshield I got sapped last night. That oak tree dripped on me all night long. Alright, let's head north up the trace. What do you think? I stopped to get a picture of this old boy who seems to be relieving himself. Sorry, bud, didn't mean to interrupt. believe we have arrived. That nasty windshield ain't messing everybody up. Yeah, they closed the campground. Let's take a little walk. Just had some more fishermen come in. There used to be signs up here. Evidently somebody else wanted them. This was a pay campground. They had nice picnic tables and a little pavilion thing up here. The water really is up. They must be holding her back. Yeah, this was a really nice place. I don't know. I don't know why they shut it down. Maybe just not enough interest. There's gotta stop pushing the wrong button. Campsite number 4. I don't know how many there were in here. I know the campground went pretty good ways back up around the corner there. I think there's a big culvert back there where that water there is coming through. I know exactly what they used the pavilion for. It's a shame to let it sit out here and do nothing though, isn't it? And evidently that was campsite number 2 on the hill. Yeah, there's one of the picnic tables still here. Oh, I bet you hammock hangers know what I'm thinking right now, don't you? Look at this. Wish you'd have to leave your vehicle out there, but you're not that far away. Place to sit, place to hang. Oh, look at there. We even got a fire ring up here. Doesn't really look like there's been anybody here in a while. Kind of a shame to let a little campground like this go to waste, isn't it? But I guess if you don't have the funds for it, gotta let stuff go. I'm gonna hoof it back out to the car. I don't think I'm gonna walk any further. Just about got hit in the head with a bird. I don't think I'm gonna walk any further down there. Like I said, you can almost see the road still up there. And there were some more campsites back up there in the woods. Now I guess it's just a boat ramp. We'll take a ride down there before we go. This is the part here where I need to come. Started to walk down here the last time, but I don't know. Just wound up hanging around at the other end. That campsite right there in the corner. I spent a couple of nights there. Been a bunch of years. Nice shot of Kentucky Lake there. And doesn't look like anybody's up there, so I'll come back to you at the top of the hill. This is campsite number 13. And I see somebody moved the picnic table. It used to be over here. You're right up on top of the little ridge. Pretty sure footage you could go off down that way. I don't think I would today. In the wintertime especially, this is a really nice view from up here. Right now it's mostly leafage. I walked down here because I knew this thing was here. So if I can stay out of the way and get it where you can read it, maybe. Survey marker. Looks like this one was put in there 1939. All up and down. If you know where to look, those things are all along the Kentucky Lake in the Barkley Lake side. I found that one by accident one day. This was a favorite destination of mine on the motorcycle. Never come down here at a time that the road was washed out so bad I couldn't get in. Got a few little washes today. But you can kind of see the campground down there below. Just a nice little spot to take your mind off everything for a few minutes. Need my sunglasses on. Well, I'm going to get back in the hot rod here. And we're going to head on up the road a little ways. We're in Kentucky, so I'm not sure of the roads. I've already been down 351 and 350. You ain't got four-wheel drive, you're not going to make it. A lot of the roads are going to be like that down here after all this rain. That's right. I'm at a place called Ford's Bay. And I actually got out and walked down here to make sure I could get in and out. If I get in the mud, I just got to go for it. That's all I can do. Now from here on down, it's not muddy. Just got a bunch of tree roots to go over. Let's go high side on this one. Looks like a promising place down here. It's a previously used campsite. Pardon the bouncing there, folks. It's a little bit rooty. Yeah, let's see. Let's go off to the right here. Yeah, right on the water. Let me find a place to park and look around. See if we can spend the night here. I wasn't here but just a couple minutes. They cut me off in mid-sentence. Still hollering at each other. Anyway, now they're gone now. Well, there they are, way out there. Those fellows were over here fishing the bank. And they said they've been listening to their weather on NOAA. And they're calling for a little bit of wind and possibly some thunderstorms coming through here tonight. Now you guys all saw that hill I came down. If I get down here and spend the night and it decides to rain 2 inches, I'm screwed because I ain't got enough food. Yeah, I'm gonna think about this for a few minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna stay here and watch the waves hit the shore. That gentleman there confirmed. Supposed to get some rain tonight. And I really don't want to be down here. I really like to be by the water. But I don't want to get down here and not be able to get out. And that's where I put myself on this one. Never get tired of watching that. Alright. I'm gonna head out and see if I can't. I don't mind if it rains. That's okay. The storm's alright. I'm just going to have a place where I can get out of here from. So let me make it back up the hill. I'll head a little further south. Got a whole herd of buzzards trying to get off the ground here. Trying to slow this guy down behind me on the bike. He does not want to get hit with one of those things. Look at him. Just kind of hanging out. Pulled over on one of these little side roads just to take a break for a minute. Think about the situation. I haven't been filming all of this. I've been almost 60 miles. Not complaining. I've enjoyed it. But every place that I can get to, somebody else is already there. And the last place I went to, about 3 miles back up that way, Neville's Bay. Too many people. There's a little campground boat ramp there. Really nice. And I even tried, there's an access road on the far side of the bay. I tried that and there was no way I was going to be able to make it through that. Somebody got in there with a four-wheel drive of some kind and got hung up. I think I'm going to call this one a very successful overnight at the fire tower. I enjoyed that spot. I will be going back. Had a really good ride today. You guys came on part of it with me, so I do appreciate you sticking around. I hope this one's not too long like some of them are. I can't help myself. Well, I've got about a 40-mile ride back to the house. And I think I'm just going to save my provisions that I've got left over. I didn't bring anything perishable no more than some hot dogs I was going to have tonight. I think I'll save the rest and pull an overnight over at the hideout. I was going over there probably Friday to check the trail camera anyway, so probably just do an overnight there since I got the groceries for it. I don't know what to say about this. I could go back to the fire tower and do another night, but they are talking about thunderstorms coming in, and I really don't think swinging underneath that fire tower would be a really good idea. I don't know if it's ever been struck by lightning or not, but it might be just my luck to catch a strike. I appreciate all my new subscribers too. I have several here in the last month or so. I've been watching you guys' channels also. A lot of good content out there. Can't poke no names. I will poke one name right now though, Plant-Based Outdoors. He tagged me to do edibles. And I've been kind of doing edibles the last 2 videos that I've done here. And I got something coming up I talked about a little earlier with the dandelions. We'll see that shortly. Thanks once again, everybody. Appreciate you coming along with me on the trip. Didn't turn out exactly like I wanted, but that's the way it goes. Until next time, we're just waiting for the next big adventure.